This short video is going to explain to you what itslearning is all about at Flint High School. Itslearning is known as a VLE. This stands for Virtual Learning Environment. This is basically a website designed for the day-to-day use of students, parents and staff in the school to enhance learning. It's what is nowadays called cloud-based, which means anybody with access to the VLE can get to it from any device connected to the internet. You do not need any special software, and you do not have to save anything on the device you are using. It's all saved in the cloud. Itslearning, the company, are based in Norway, but they have offices in many other countries around the world, and the software is used in schools in Europe as well as North America. So, how do you get to itslearning? Well, we need to go to our website, and here you'll see that we have a link. When we click the link, we go to the login page. Every student and member of staff has a unique login username and password, and this will take them to their own space in itslearning. Parents at the moment have a generic username and password. Parent for username and parent for password. This isn't a specific account, but it will give you access so that you can see a lot of the useful information that we put on there. Once we log in, it takes us to the home page of itslearning. We'll just zoom out a bit so you can see things more clearly. This is called the main dashboard. And we've got the welcome message. A few features to take note are a link to a homework area, a link to daily bulletin area, and a link to the school calendar. Let's just have a look at homework. Each teacher in the school has a specific area for them to display their homework tasks to students. If we have a look at somebody, let's click on Miss Brewart, we can see that she's set up a number of tasks for different groups. Some of the tasks may simply be text-based, and other tasks may provide links to other websites. Let's have a look at another section from our main dashboard, the daily bulletin. This takes us to a document which is updated every day. It's split into year groups and also an area where notices which apply to everyone can be placed. These messages are shared with students at the start of the day, but they are left there so that if a student wishes to return or a parent wishes to have a look, this can easily be done. In fact, if we scroll back in the document, we can see there are notices rolling right back to the beginning of term. Okay, back again to the main dashboard. Let's have a look at the calendar. Calendar actually is on the website, so this link takes us back to the website we were on earlier. And we can see the events throughout the year published on the website calendar. You can see there are links to many other areas on our main dashboard, but let's have a look at what a student experiences when they are on a course within itslearning. Students can get to their courses in two different ways. They can go to the Courses tab, which lists all the courses which they belong to, or they can drop down the Go To menu, which shows their favourite courses. These are courses which they have highlighted with a yellow star to indicate it as a frequently used course. Let's go into a course. This area is the main area for students to work with, and this area is an area which is more used by the teacher to organise the course. This course contains a number of units within the course, and these have been split down into assignments, and we've got other information which the students need to be aware of. and we have external links to other areas on the web. Let's click on one of the assignments. So the student gets details of the task. This again could include links, but this may well have been explained more thoroughly in class. Students may well have completed preparation tasks before they attempt it on itslearning. When they're ready to submit their answer, they simply click Answer. There's then a choice. Students can either complete their work directly in the text editor. So remember, this needs no additional software on whichever device you're using because it's all within itslearning. Or they can add a file. Perhaps they prefer to complete the work using Microsoft Word, for example. Once the work is complete, they can submit it to the teacher. If it's not quite finished, they can save it, but this doesn't indicate to the teacher that it's complete yet. They can go back, edit it, continue to work on it, and ultimately submit it to the teacher. The teacher has an overview of all the submitted work. The teacher can send comments back to the student and can ultimately give the work a grade. This is essentially a grade book and can be used instead of a paper-based version to keep a live track of where students are up to. We can zoom in on one assignment, and here we can see that Callum has submitted his work. He submitted it through the text editor, nice and simple and straightforward. And the teacher has marked the work as completed at merit level and has fed back comments. In fact, we can see comments over a period of time being submitted back to the student here. So essentially a dialogue between the student and the teacher continues after the lesson has finished. It's interesting also to see here a plagiarism check. This suggests that 41% of Callum's work has been copied off the internet. However, Callum hasn't done this. It's picked this up for different reasons, but you can imagine this is a very, very useful feature to prevent students from being tempted to copy chunks of work from the web. There is also an email system within itslearning. Both teachers and parents can access this email system, which is controlled to just include people within Flint High School with logins for itslearning. So, for example, when we click to see some messages, we can see that we have messages that can go back into. A very useful feature. Let's go back to the home page. We can see along the side here that as a member of staff logged in, there are specific areas for staff to access. And that concludes our quick introduction to itslearning. We've only really scraped the surface of what's possible and available through our virtual learning environment. If you would like to know more or have any suggestions, please do contact us. Thank you for listening and watching.